Hello, and thank you for joining me for Woman to Woman. I am your host, Anntricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. I am the voice for those who suffer in silence. It is indeed a pleasure to greet you here today on this platform, just to check in with you and just make sure everybody is good. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm naming this topic today, Hang in There. Hang in there. I know that we have just been hit back to back to back. If it's not our finances, it's our family. If it's not our family, people are getting sick and dying. If they're not getting sick and dying, we just have so many things back to back just knocking at our door, just to add and pile on the stress of everything that we already have to go through and endure in this life, guys. So I'm just titling this today, this topic is to just hang in there, hoping that I can bring you some kind of encouragement, because I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I come here and I sit in front of this camera. I sit in this platform to try to encourage you, but not only just to encourage you. Don't think that I'm taking this lightly or for granted, guys, because I'm here to encourage myself as well. You know, life doesn't give me a pass. It doesn't excuse me just because I'm here living out my purpose and on this platform. And so it's important that we understand this, that just because you see people look like they're living the life and the life of their dreams, and that everything is going well, business is going well, their family is fine, does not mean that challenges and stress and worry won't come knocking at their door, nor if it's not already there. Some of us have been so disciplined, and some of us just have a way of preparing ourselves to just take 1 minute at a time, that when things come upon us, we're not so overwhelmed. And I'm just at that point. You may sit here and you may listen to me and you may look at me and you may think everything is all hunky-dory and that I'm not going through anything, and that can be farthest from the truth, guys. I have issues that I'm dealing with even now as we speak. Things that have came against me. I've been attacked in my character. I've been just not supported through people that you would hope and you would think that they would be there to support you and to encourage you and be your biggest cheerleaders, and you find a lot of times that they're not. But all those things come to do is to distract you. So don't ever misunderstand the things that are coming at you, especially when you're doing what's right, and especially when you're doing things that are good and where other people can benefit from that. The opposer is going to show up every time. You can almost pinpoint it when you make up your mind and you make the decision that you're going to do something great, or you're going to be somebody great, or you're going to do a good deed. It's not going to come with some type of challenge or opposition your way. So I came today to just tell you to hang in there. Hang in there. It would be easy for me to just fall by the wayside and just give in to my oppressors and give in to those that want to sow discord against me, or to destroy my character, or to minimize the work that I do. But guys, this is my purpose, and I know who I am, and I know what I do. And with that, I don't need affirmation from the outside. And so it's easier for me to maintain my focus and keep my foot rooted and grounded in what I know, even when the winds and the storms and life begins to throw its punches my way. And so, guys, I've been going through so much. Seems like these last couple weeks have really been stressful, and it's really been hard, and it's really been difficult to maintain that focus and to stay encouraged. And so there was even times that I found myself in tears, crying myself to sleep, and just not so much questioning why, but just as a release to uh, let some of that pressure out, because we know that some of the things that we go through, especially when it's in our marriages or when it's in our immediate family, when it has to do with our kids, we can't always find that someone that we can really talk about those issues with. And so I found myself, laying in bed at night and tears falling from my eyes, and just sitting there in that moment and just feeling the love of my Creator all around me, knowing that every tear is counted for and that nothing is wasted. And I don't know, guys, maybe some of you have been experiencing some of these same things. And maybe you've experienced so much trauma and so much bad news, and so many challenges have been come up against you that, maybe you don't have the tears to cry. Maybe you don't have someone that you can talk to. Maybe the frustration is just building up in you, so you feel as though you're going to explode. Well, I come today to just wrap my arms around you and just to encourage you to hang in there. This is only a season in our life. The things that we're going through, it's only a season, and it is subject to change. It is subject to change. And that's the good thing about time. And this is what we live in. We live in time. Time is ever changing. And so are the seasons. And sometimes the seasons are rougher than others. Sometimes the seasons take a little longer to change. But just know, as sure as I am sitting here talking to you today, and as sure as you can hear the sound of my voice, and as sure as I know, this too will pass. And I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. I know that it has taken everything in you just to stand firm on what you know and not give in to what you feel. But I'm asking you today, even if it takes your life, just hang in there. Don't give up. You fight even into your last breath. You encourage yourself even into your last breath, knowing that whatever has came against you in this life, you've fought the good fight. We know that there's sickness. We know that there's disease. We know that there's traumatic events that we have to process one way or another. And sometimes the enemy in our own minds would manipulate or begin to deceive us into thinking we're better off if we're not here. We're better off if we just leave this world. We're better off if we just give up and throw in the towel. Well, I'm asking you today to just hang in there. That financial situation that has came against you, hey, it's came against me too, but I'm still standing. I'm still standing. I'm still giving it all I got. And even when I don't have enough to make the ends meet, I get creative. There's nothing in my mind that prevents me from thinking and tapping into that creativity, that gift that I was given by my Creator. And you too have that gift. You too have a seed. You too have a talent. And if you would just use it, if you just stop and think and get creative in your mind, you can come up with a way to make that end meet until something better comes along, guys. Let's get creative. Let's wrap our arms around one another. And for the next 24 hours, if you meet a woman, if you meet someone in the store, if you see someone in the street, if you see them on social media, give a kind word, give a smile. Just let them know to hang in there. Sometimes that's all we need to hear just to make it through that next second. hang in there because somebody needs you. I hang in with the issues that I'm dealing with, and I get creative. This is how I create purpose and legacy for my life. Because as long as we live, as long as we have breath in our body, life is going to come at us, and it's going to come at us full force. It is. It just is. I wish it wasn't so. I wish it didn't have to be that way. But this is just the way that it's designed. It's designed to come at us. But one thing that I realized over the last couple of weeks as I was going through so many things back to back, dealing with financial issues and dealing with issues in my marriage and dealing with issues in my family and so much sicknesses and the deaths of my loved ones and things like that. So many things coming at me right back to back to back. I have to find purpose for it. And this is the way my mind began to process. And so as I laid there in bed and tears begin to come down my face and I'm trying to process everything that's happening and trying to get that relief and still have that discipline and that self-control, not to give in to those emotions and those things that I'm feeling. It just came to my mind to put it in a book. And so I sat there at the kitchen table and I began to journal and I began to put the pages of my book together. And so I come up with a book and I've completed it as of today. I've sat here at the table and I've completed it. And the name of this book is Press Through. Press Through. And so I think it's so befitting for everything that we've had to deal with in 2020. It shares with you a personal account of some of the issues that I've struggled with and had to deal with and overcome. And really, it is what it is. We press through each month of this year. We've pressed through each day of this year, just trying to understand and just trying to hold on to some sense of normalcy, which everything's new, everything's changing, everything's evolving. And this is what I had to come to realize with myself. This did not come to break us in any way. It did not come to destroy us. We're in the press so that we can become better and become all that we are created and destined to be. And so press through. I want to share with you through the pages of that book what my journey has been like. And though I'm giving just a short account of the issues that I dealt with in my family and finances and in my profession and things like that, these inner wars and these inner struggles that we have, it just kind of lay out the foundation that life comes at us not to consume us, but to develop us, to create us. And once we understand that, then we will begin to look at the things that come against us in a whole new light. And so even when the tears fall, even when we're frustrated, and even when it seems like there's no one around to encourage us or to support us or to make us feel like we're worthy or to affirm us in the things that we do, doing great things, even though they can see everything wrong and none of the great things we do. I believe that press through will be a blessing for you, and I'll be completing that project in its entirety and getting it in paperback and on ebook here in December 2020. Check that out. Be looking for that, guys, because I believe that for all that we've been through, none of it is going to waste. None of it is going to be wasted. I do not believe that we're put here and that we're just here in 2020 and we're just thrown out here to be ate up by the dogs or to be consumed. I don't believe that. I believe that there's purpose and divine connection in everything that we do. I'm not here on the Woman to Woman podcast or the Woman to Woman broadcast just to be here to be another face or another voice like normal. I'm here because I'm in real time dealing with real issues. And I know that because I am, you are too. Life happens to all of us. And we need one another. We need that support. We need to know that when we're going through, that someone is standing in our corner and they're thinking of us and they have us on their mind, and that if they can make it, I can too. And so that's what I want you to know today as you're listening to this, is to just hang in there. Hang in there. You know, I've been through so much. I've suffered so much through life that I feel like if life wanted me, if it wanted to drag me down, if it wanted me to be in a point to where I was led by my emotions, it should have took me a long time ago. Now I just know better. And so sometimes I'm standing and the storms of life are just raging so hard that it bends me over, or it causes me to sometimes sway a little bit. But one thing I know is that my feet are grounded. My feet are grounded in what I know. My feet are grounded in what I believe. It is the emotions of a person that leads you astray. So make sure that you find peace. Make sure you find contentment in the things that you know. Don't be led astray by your emotions. Don't be drawn astray by your emotions, because your emotions can and will deceive you. It is all in what you know. It is all in what you believe. And if you believe you can make it, you can. If you know that you're here for a purpose and that you are going through something for a reason and for a purpose, and it's all in what you know. So I just encourage you to hang in there. Hang in there, because if nobody else needs you, I need you. I appreciate you being here. You're listening to the Woman to Woman podcast. I am your host, Anntricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. I am the voice for those who suffer in silence. Until next time, hang in there.